Hello there. In today's video I wanted to answer another couple of questions what come up from time to time, and the first of those questions is, how do you handle the boredom of trading? The problem with trading when it's done right is that it is pretty boring. If you get excited while you're trading, then something is wrong somewhere. Trading shouldn't be exciting. Excitement comes about from not knowing what's going to happen next, unpredictability. These are the sorts of things what bring about excitement. And if you're trading properly, you want, well, those are the things what you don't want. You want predictability. You want to have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen next, and you want to have a good plan and know what you're going to do next. So even if you don't know what the market is going to do or what the price is going to do, you've got a plan what covers you in any eventuality. And if that's the case, as it should be, then after a while it's going to get boring because there's nothing new, you're just following the plan. So watching a screen all day can become pretty soul destroying. So that's what the problem with trading can be when you've got it down and you know what you're doing and you're pretty consistently profitable, is that it can become quite boring indeed. So my solution to the soul destroying nature of watching a screen all day is quite simple. Don't watch the screen all day. And how do we do that if we want to make a profit from trading? Well, the answer to that is quite simple as well. We just watch the screen at the time when there's the most chance of making a trade, when there's the most action, when we've got the opportunity to make the most money. Because if you think about it, the market is open for a number of hours each day, but we don't need to trade all of those hours in order to make a good profit. So if we can just watch the screen during the interesting bits, if you like, then we can alleviate a lot of that boredom. So here's my trading schedule to give you an idea of how I do that. From about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 9:30 in the morning. Sometimes I'll start a little bit earlier if there's a lot of news around earnings season, that kind of thing. And that's my pre-trading research time. So I'll spend half an hour to an hour sometimes going through, looking for stocks what I want to trade that particular day. I'm looking for high probability trades, so I'm looking for stocks that are going to put in a good move, and I've talked about that in a previous video, so I'm not going to bang on about that here. Then from about 9:30 until midday I'll trade those stocks, and that's it really. Then I'm done. So it gives me more time to do other things, more interesting things than trading. So let's have a look at how I'm able to make enough profit in just those 2.5 hours, 9:30 to midday. So have a look at a chart here. This is a chart for IDSA. It's a Nasdaq stock what I traded yesterday, and you can see on this chart hopefully that the range of that stock for the day was about $19.50 at the start of the day. That was the low, up to a high of $21.20. So a total range on the day of $1.70 that stock moved. And if you look at the chart, you can see that out of that $1.70 move, $1.40 of it happened before midday. So the vast majority of the movement in that stock happened within that 2.5 hour window from 9:30 to midday. So if I just focus my effort on that 2.5 hour window, there's no point in watching what goes on after midday. There is some movement, but the most exciting part, the most interesting part, and the easiest part of the day to trade was that early part of the day. So focus the effort there, and that gets rid of the boredom of watching a chart all day, and it gives you the best possibility of making some good money as well. I just want to show you another version of this chart. This is same chart but with volume added at the bottom, and you can see what's going on here with the volume. You can see that most of the volume is occurring in that same time period. In fact, most of the volume is occurring within the first hour and a half. And there's another peak in volume, a little bit of volume around midday as it hits the eye of the day, and then the volume ramps up again in the last hour of the session. So focusing on the start of the day or the end of the day are two good areas. I'm talking about US stocks specifically here, but those are two good areas to focus on. And if you are in the UK, because I know a lot of people watching these videos are in the UK, the end of the day is particularly good because it's evening UK time, so that enables you to trade live after coming home from work, after doing a full day's work. It's a good way to get into trading without giving up the day job first. Alright, let's have a look at another quick example. This is another one from yesterday. It is HLF from the NYSE, and the range for this stock was around 52.50. Low was again at the start of the day. High on this one was a bit later, that was in the last hour, and the high was around 55.80. So the range of this stock was $3.30, and of that $2.80 happened before midday. So again, the vast majority of the trading range occurred before midday, and we can see very clearly again, same pattern with the volume. All of the volume is at the start and at the end of the day, so that's where all of the activities occurring, and that's where you want to focus your effort. Gives you the best chance of making a profit, and means that you don't have to spend hours sitting around watching that really pretty boring, miserable middle part of the day from, you can see there, from about midday to 3 o'clock. Don't really do a lot, does it? There's no point in sitting around and watching that when it ain't doing anything. So quick summary then, focus on the action, and if you do that, then you don't have any time left to be bored, because you'll be watching your stocks, going through your charts. I watch about 15 to 20 stocks on any given day, and cycling through those, looking for trade setups just for a couple of hours means that there's no time left to be bored, and that leaves more time in the day to do other stuff what's more interesting than trading, because trading, once you get down to it, is a job at the end of the day, and spend less time doing that. You can spend more time doing other stuff like spending the profit, for example. And talking of profit, that brings me on to the second question, what I wanted to talk about in this video, and that is tax. And this one comes up all the time. Get asked this almost every day. Harvey, how do you handle your tax? And the answer is, tax is a minefield, changes all the time, there's no simple answer. Let's have a look at some of the considerations or some of the things what you have to take into consideration when planning for tax, and these are just a few off the top of my head here. Your marital status, any other jobs that you happen to have, or directorships that you might hold, any other income you got from other sources such as rent or gifts or bonuses, dividends, anything like that, any savings what you might have and the type of account that is held in, whether you're a homeowner or if you rent, you might have more than one home, the time scale of your trading, whether you're trading day trading or swing trading or holding over the very long term, how often you're trading as well, if you trade multiple times a day, multiple times a week, or maybe just once or twice a month, the kind of thing what you're trading as well, whether it be stocks or CFDs or derivatives, options, forex, all of these have an impact on your tax status. How much of your income is derived from trading profits, what your pension plans are, whether you're retired or not, any other investments that you might have, bonds or property investment or anything like that, any debt that you currently got, loans outstanding, mortgages, credit card debt, all that sort of thing, any previous losses you've made from trading over the last months or years, and all of those considerations are also affected by, if you like, you can multiply those by your nationality, your residency, where you trade, where you pay tax, and not all of those are the same. You can be of one nationality, resident in another country for tax purposes, you can trade in another country again, and you might pay tax in a completely different country. They can all be different, depending on all sorts of different combinations, and all of those, as I say, multiply by the previous factors what I mentioned. So if you add all of that up, that comes out to an awful lot of combinations and possibilities, which means essentially that every trader has a completely unique situation to them. So my advice is get an accountant. because they're worth, a good accountant is worth their weight in gold. Accountant, it's their job to stay up to date with tax laws, because don't forget, tax laws change all the time as well. So just when you think you might have got it sorted, something will come along, a law will change, or a tax rate will change, or something will change, and it can throw it all up in the air again. An accountant, that's their full-time job, is to stay up to date with all of these things and work out what's best for you. And I know a lot of people say, yeah, I don't want an accountant, they cost a fortune. But the simple fact is, if you're making any profit out of trading, then a decent accountant is going to save you more money than what they're going to cost you in fees. So it's well worth doing. Okay, that's the two questions what I wanted to cover in this video. Keep questions coming, got lots more to talk about, and I'll have another video for you very soon.